Welcome to the Victors Nation podcast. We are live with Derek, Dre, and me to bring you the latest and greatest content involving Michigan football. Go Blue, dudes.
Go Blue.
Done with week one already.
Go Blue.
Go
That's
Blue.
week
Go
two,
Blue.
actually.
Heading into week.
Already
heading
done.
into week two.
Mm-hmm.
Week one was, well, we'll talk about week one. It was a win. And we started the season 1-0 with a 30-10 win over Fresno State. And so we'll talk through and recap week one and recap our thoughts and what we saw. And then we'll shift gears and we'll look ahead and take a look at Texas. Talk week two, going into the big game. What would have been a potential, almost was the national championship game last year. So week one, 30-10 win over Fresno State. So before we get into it, just to throw some key stats out there from the game, Davis Warren, 15-25, 118 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Quill Mullins ended up leading the backfield with 15 carries for 92 yards. Colson Loveland, 8 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Those are the offensive leaders. On the defensive side of the ball, which we'll be able to get into, Josiah Stewart was everywhere. 5 solo tackles, 2 sacks. Rayshawn Benny had a pretty solid debut to the season with 5 total tackles and a sack. I thought Jair Hill, making his first start at corner, looked really, really good. I actually thought that he was the best corner on the field the way that he played, which is saying something. I think as we talk about this game, we can talk about Will Johnson a little bit because Will Johnson even came out and said that he wasn't very satisfied with the performance that he had and what he ended up giving up as receptions. But let's get into talking about this game a little bit and recapping what we saw. Jason, let's start with you. What was your takeaway coming out of week one from what you saw on the field, and talk offense, defense, special teams, anything you want to touch on?
Yeah, so impressed with the defense. Played a great game. So Derek, you just went over a few stats. Very impressed with our edges, our defensive line, obviously, as well, too. Barnham looked extremely quick out there as well. Our secondary looked good. Yeah, Will Johnson, it was some sluggish plays, but that one that he kind of got like burnt when he was reading that slant in the middle of the field when they were in the red zone. I mean, I'm taking that all day too. I thought for sure that was going to be a slant down the middle. I mean, he got burnt and we got lucky the receiver didn't catch the ball. So overall, I thought the defense looked outstanding. Against the 56th ranked team in the country as well too. I mean, we didn't get lucky and play Akron and have like a 17-3 lead at halftime. A team that's like absolutely like not great in the MAC. But but like I said, our defense held Fresno State to their lowest point total since 2019. So that's spanning in 49 games, I believe. That's incredible. I don't care who you're played. That stat shows a lot of what we're capable on defense, and I don't think we showed everything that we're gonna offer as well as far as packages for those types that defense. So excited to see coming into week two and how we're gonna handle Texas. They don't have their 2 starting running backs, but they could still move the ball. Obviously, with a big win with Colorado State, but very, very, very impressed with our defense overall. Offense, yeah, I mean, we're gonna see some things that were a little sluggish. We got a lot of different pieces in the front. Quarterback play, obviously, we're running a 2 quarterback system right now. Mullins, man, straight up beast. We've seen that from him though, so that's not surprising. We talked about that last week on our podcast. Not surprised at all. Edwards, he just needs to get going a little bit. He shows up in big games, but the gelling of the offensive line, I think we don't have that time, right? So last year we had 3 non-conference games, played a good Rutgers team week 4 last year as well too. So we don't have time for that. We got a big game this week with Texas, and they're going to have to show up. And I think win or lose, we're going to win, but it's going to be a great learning experience for our coaching staff and our players as well too. Developmental purposes, motivation. There's some things to fix for sure, and we don't really have a lot of time to do. We just don't. We didn't. Last year we had East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green. We had Rutgers week 4, like I stated as well too, but that offensive line needs some time to gel. It's not going to be a perfect game, I don't think, this weekend. And like I said, I think a W or an L, it's going to be a really good learning experience. And I know a lot of Michigan fans are freaking out, but you have to remember one thing. Last year, with all that talent, 30-3 against UCU or ECU. 35-7 against UNLV, 31-6 Bowling Green, which I believe JJ threw 3 interceptions that game as well too. 31-7 against Rutgers in week 4. Stop freaking out. Stop freaking out. We're going to play Michigan football. What did we do last year? Ball constrictor mentality. That type of football is not going to change. Be prepared to see Hall. Benjamin Hall should have gotten that game last week, I think. And Cab and I want to see him too, but we got to see Jordan Marshall as well too. So don't be surprised if we see 4 running backs this week. Obviously, Edwards and Mullins are going to get the blunt of the carries, but don't be surprised if you see Hall or Marshall out there this weekend. So, I mean, I could go on and on. We got to give Dre some time here.
Yeah. But
hey,
I'm gonna shut up.
Hey, I was listening. But no, I think from an offensive standpoint, we really didn't show much. We kept it real vanilla. Like you said, Khalil Mullins did his thing. Donovan Edwards. I just think it was all just because I'm gonna just blame it all on first game. I mean that's just about it. And with his performance, would a little contribute to the offensive line. I think our defense played great. Our defense, well, I mean, it's predicted we're going to have one of the top defenses, so I wasn't really worried on that side of the ball as much. Yeah, let's talk about Will Johnson. I'm going to talk about Will Johnson for a minute. He was mad. You said he was mad at his performance, but he didn't really play that bad, to be honest. He just guessed on a few plays, and instead of making a tackle, he tried to knock the ball down. If he makes that tackle, they don't have as many yards as he has. So I think he got to work on that part. You know what I'm saying? Because everything else is good, but he got to learn where to try to knock the ball down and either where to make the tackle. He got to pull that out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think he learned that a lot from, you know what I'm saying, getting burnt. Like he said, he was mad about it. Great cornerbacks hate getting burnt. Our linebackers they are fast. They play well. Jay Sean, he just got to learn how to control his temper. He can't let somebody poke him into a penalty. Zeke Berry, I've been telling y'all about that since him get signing with the squad. I've been waiting for him his time to shine. Makari Page, I wish they wouldn't have took the interception back on that phantom
roughing the passer.
I don't know what I didn't see it. Did anybody else see it, or am I tripping, or like did he what happened? Like I really didn't see it. But anyway, that's another story. But our offense, like I said, is quarterback. We just got to get in a rhythm. I don't think we showed much. Colston Loveland is still a beast like always. Samaj, he got to, you know what I'm saying, he got to get in a rhythm. Like I said, is the quarterback thing ain't just for messing up the quarterbacks, it's messing up the receivers too. And you got to understand, like everybody was playing with each other at the same for the first time. For the first time, actually, you know, I'm sorry to say it twice, but yeah, for the first time. But everything else, I think we'll be all right. I think our offensive line start clicking at the end. So I think they'll be straight moving forward. They do have to get better and better and better as the year goes, because our competition doesn't get weaker, and our identity is running the football. So we are real dependent on our line, you know what I'm saying, to move people. And if you ain't moving people, we not doing much. So I think it'll be a different game against Texas. I think we're going to open it up. I think we're going to even hit them with a couple trick plays. And I think we're going to win the game, to be honest. That's just me. So.
Yeah, I still don't think they have a good, secondary yet. Man, real quick, USC.
But see, that don't matter. That don't matter if we can't get them the dang ball. Like, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta. Our quarterback gotta have time to get him the ball.
Yes,
that's what I meant. Like,
he's
you know what I'm
gotta have
saying?
some time, and we don't have time to gel week 2. But like I said, I think this week is going to be a really good learning experience for this team, especially USC at week 4.
Well,
we held them to 9 rushing yards as well too.
Absolutely,
really damn good.
Right,
exactly. Yeah. And that's what I was about to say. Ain't Texas like running backs out?
Texas running backs are out for their first string and second string running backs are hurt. The guy that's their starting running back, but Texas has been, give credit where credit's due.
I already know.
Kind of RBU,
yeah,
right?
They keep one of those for sure. For sure.
But we had a pretty good tune-up game though. I think so. Week 1 of college football is, maybe only slightly more overreactive than week 2 of college football, but week 1 is probably the most overreactive week of college football. Everyone's either going to win a national championship or needs to bench their quarterback and fire their coach after week 1. Right? That's just the way college football fans react. But let's not overlook the fact that Fresno State probably matches up with a middle tier to mid to upper tier caliber Big Ten team, right? So I would put Fresno State at the same caliber of a program as programs like Rutgers, Maryland, Purdue, Illinois, on a pretty consistent basis. And there's going to be one group of 5 team, or group of 4 team, I should say now, since the Pac-12 is really only a Pac-2 with Oregon State and Washington State at this point in time. There's going to be one non-power 4 team that it automatically gets a bid into the playoffs now that it's a 12-team playoff. And Fresno State has a good of a shot as anybody at finishing the season 10-2 or 11-1 and being that team that gets in the playoffs. So as much as we want to go into our non-conference schedule and just blow teams out, this was a pretty good football team. Jason, you picked this game as your trap game going into the season, being week 1 against a solid program, and then heading into this big week. And it was, Dre, you were talking about playing it pretty vanilla. Honestly, the way that they were rotating players for a little while early on when things were pretty clunky, it kind of looked like they were treating it like a preseason game a little bit, where
and that's what I was saying. Like, they was trying to work and see what's going to work and not going to work,
right?
And moving forward, I'm not going to say they wasn't worried about Fresno State, but I think this whole off season they've been preparing for Texas. You see what I'm saying? Not saying don't saying they not practicing for Fresno State, but I think the majority of it has been for Texas. You see what I'm saying? So
there were still guys competing for a role spots, in the 2 deep. Yeah. Exactly. So and some of that's why we saw some early rotations that were they're kind of confusing when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, to do in a real game that was still a close game. But there was never a point in this game where I felt concerned. I mean, there's been times, especially before 2022, especially up until the 2021 season, which kind of surprised us all. There were times where we'd be in a game like that. I remember mid-Tennessee State in 2019, where there were times where I was like, man, this game's going to get close.
As well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I never felt that. I never felt like this was going to be a game that got away from us. And that's against a good program. And so, so you guys brought up a couple of things about the only returning offensive player that we had coming back was Colston Loveland. Right. So it was a brand new offensive line, brand new starting receivers, brand new quarterback playing in their first live action game. But another thing that might get lost in the mix is pretty much a brand new coaching staff, right? Kirk Campbell, it's his first time as the offensive coordinator, calling the plays, managing a script during a live game, right? So a lot of new position coaches. So it's the first time not only that the players are meshing together, but that the coaching staff is meshing together too, because so much of that coaching staff, when Harbaugh left as well. So another element, I think that we got a good game action for the coaching staff to learn how to make adjustments on the fly. And I think that that's going to be beneficial in the long run. But when it comes to the offensive line, right? So we got so spoiled the last couple of years with the offensive lines that we had, that anything less than the best offensive line in college football is going to feel like a disappointment. And it shouldn't. We're just not going to have the best offensive line in college football every single year. That's just not going to happen. So these guys, they actually, and so we did a recap article on this. And so anyone that's listening, if you go to our website, you'll see a recap article. Quietly, as the offense is taking criticism for this game, quietly, starting at the end of the first half, they strung together four out of 5 drives that put up points. And now it's beneficial that it appears like anytime we get inside the 40-yard line, we've got a kicker that's going to get us points out of that drive. So that's going to help out. But, Davis Warren, I thought he played okay. One thing that I would like to see in his development, and it comes with reps, the people improve with reps, people improve with coaching. One of the things I would like to see is he was making pre-snap reads and then making the decision based off his pre-snap read, right? One of the things that JJ was so good at, that was so overlooked, would be confirming his pre-snap read post-snap and moving the defense with his eyes, right? So JJ was really good at using his eyes and at going through his progressions to if option number 1 didn't end up being the open guy like he thought pre-snap, he was good at going through his progressions and reading the defense to get to the next open receiver. That's where I would like to see Davis Warren develop, and more reps are going to get him there. But think about it this way, right? So his biggest, he was pretty sharp with his reads for the most part. He had high percentage throws. The passing offense went through Colston Loveland primarily, who apparently is a mismatch whether he's lined up on a corner, a safety, or a linebacker, which is awesome to see. But that deep ball to Frederick Moore, if that ball is put on the left hash and in the end zone, it's probably a touchdown. A little bit later in the game, he threw a deep ball to Tyler Morris. Tyler Morris won his route and stopped. If Tyler Morris doesn't win his route and stop, that ball's on the money, right? If those two plays went different, the way that everyone would be talking about Davis Warren and Michigan's passing offense would be completely different, because instead of him being 15 to 25 for 118 yards and 1 TD and an interception, he'd be 17 for 25 for probably 220 yards and potentially 3 TDs and no interceptions, right? And that would be a completely different conversation for the people that are looking at box scores, at least.
Exactly.
Donovan Edwards, I think that we've got Donovan Edwards, who I think is still one of the best running backs in college football, and he has always been a home run hitter. That has always been his MO, is that he is a home run hitter, where Blake Corum, Hassan Haskins, prior to this year where Donovan's RB1, those were the guys that were picking up the 4 or 5 yard gains consistently and getting the ball. Donovan Edwards has always been the guy that's going to go out and get you 15, 20, 25, 70. That's what Donovan Edwards does, is you give him a little grass and he's making somebody pay. Now, Khalil Mullins, we talked about him last week a little bit. I said, as my bold prediction was that the offense is actually going to end up focusing on him, and he's actually going to be the X factor on offense. Man, he looked good. He just has his vision. Seriously, it looked like Hassan Haskins running the ball out there. You know, it wasn't anything super flashy. It was just his vision, a little cut here, right? And he doesn't go down these days.
Like,
he can run it. He wants to run through people, and he can make cuts just as well too.
Yeah,
he's a mix. Like, he's a mixed back. Like, he absolutely killed week 1.
Yeah,
absolutely killed it.
So I don't really come out of this game with many long-term concerns about our offense. I think our offense is going to be just fine. But we just got to understand that when we go from having an offense that put 11 guys to the next level the following year, that means that there was one backup, right, in Trente Jones that ended up now he's medically retired from the NFL. But that's a lot of talent that you're turning over. So it might not be the same exact level of offense, but that doesn't mean that it's still not going to be a good offense and an effective offense. And you guys were touching defensively on some of the big things. Yeah, that roughing the passer call was weak. That this game should have been put away earlier. That was a weak roughing the passer call. We gave on that last drive after we had our touchdown drive and went up 23-10. We gave them 45 yards in penalties, and by we gave them, I mean that the guys in stripes gave them, because the roughing the passer penalty I thought was soft, and on the same play, that's where Jayshon Barham got called for his unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. But when you watch the replay, it was the guy from Fresno State that ripped his towel off, and then he reacted, but unless he said something that the ref heard that we weren't able to hear, I thought that was pretty soft of a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And then there was a legitimate face mask penalty on TJ Guy. And so I think we have two guys that are studs in Donovan Edwards and Will Johnson that are going to stand up and say loud and proud, that wasn't my standard of play. Right. And I think we know that. I think they know that. I think everyone on our team knows that. I think everyone on Texas knows that. But they tried Will Johnson one too many times, right? So even though he did give up a couple catches, and when you're potentially the best cornerback in college football, you'd like to see a little more lockdown. And I know that Will Johnson would like to be a little more lockdown as the best corner in college football, but you can only tap that well too many times. And that pick six that he had, it looked like Connor Stallions was back on the sidelines and gave him the signal for it, because he read that screen pass better than the receiver did, which was pretty awesome.
What's that? Will J just stole their signs. Bye.
But
I seen him break on that. I was like, oh
yeah. Which was the potentially the third interception of that drive. So I think our pass rush looked good. Our run defense looked great. Our pass defense gave up some quick short passes over the middle. That's going to happen, especially if you're being aggressive and sending some blitzes. If the linebackers disappear, that middle is going to be open a little bit. And Jair Hill looked, I thought he looked solid as the cute cornerback on the other side of the field. Zeke Berry looked good. Our safeties, they look good.
I think our reps, they just got to get some reps under their bit. The more reps, the more dangerous we gonna be. I'm telling you.
And I think our defense is for anyone that's worried about our offense. Our floor as a team, because of how good this defense is, I actually thought this defense was faster than last year's defense. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be better than last year's defense, but it's faster. The team speed on defense, Josiah Stewart is everywhere. Derek Moore is everywhere. Kenneth Graham and Mason Graham, they're exactly who we thought they were going to be up the middle. But Jayshon Barham, man, that guy looks like a missile out there. He is an intimidating looking dude out there.
Your body, but almost kind of reminds me, like speed wise, like from
Devin
sideline to
Bush.
sideline, like Devin Bush. I was just about to
Yeah.
say it, just like Devin Bush.
Yeah,
So quick.
He is a real big human in real life.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh wow. I was like, wow, all right.
Yeah.
Then to see him like move like that, I was like, oof, okay, good pickup, Michigan. That was nice. A good pickup.
Yep.
Like, we gonna see what he do for us this year, but I think he gonna lead us in tackles.
Yeah, I mean he didn't have a ton.
That's my opinion.
I think he only had I think he only showed up on the stat sheet for 1 tackle, but he was everywhere. He was impacting way more plays. Yeah, he had two total tackles, one solo, 1 assist. So, but he had an impact on way more than 2 plays.
I don't know, but if Josiah Stewart keep playing how he playing, he gonna lead the team in tackles. Cause boy, woo, he was everywhere.
5 tackles, yeah. Page,
I was
Benny,
like, wow.
I mean, we got to talk about Hausman too. 4 tackles as well. I mean, our defense is stacked.
That's what I'm saying, man.
So
man, we got a good shot. We got a good shot this week. We got a good shot this week.
Yep.
Well,
people
let's look ahead
us, but we have a great shot.
Let's look ahead. Let's look ahead to what we can look forward to here for week 2. A couple comments here. Offense, 100% offense holding back. Yep, absolutely. I think that we definitely did not show all of our cards. 3 quarterback pressures credited for 1. So yeah, definitely. All right. So looking ahead to Texas then. Texas, one of the teams last year in the college football playoffs, right? Ended up losing to Washington. Almost ended up being a national championship rematch here. But I love this. I love having a non-conference game like this. I talked last week how as much as I love Michigan and am passionate about Michigan football, one of the reasons I like the NFL better than college as a whole is because week in, week out, every game's a competitive game. And so I love when we get 2 of the best teams in college football playing each other, especially this early in the season where it's going to be impactful, right? But this isn't going to impact Big Ten play at all. It's not going to impact SEC play at all for Texas. So it's a huge game. It's going to be a fun game. It's an exciting game. I love watching good football teams play good football teams. I would much rather watch us play Texas and us play USC and us play Oregon and us play Washington, who actually looked sharp in week 1, surprisingly, and us play Ohio. I would much rather have these games to look forward to than where we started last year with ECU and UNLV and such, right? So what are we expecting, Jason? I'll start with you. What are you expecting to see coming up this upcoming weekend, and what do you think some of the key factors are that Michigan has to do in order to win on Saturday?
Yeah, so I'm not really too worried about our defense. I mean, Texas pretty much, they got speed. They got it all. They got 2 solid quarterbacks. They still have a good 3rd string running back as well too. I mean, overall they've been there, right? And they have a chip on their shoulders just like we do. But we're defending a national championship, and I think that week 1 really proved that we have some things to work on. But overall, it wasn't a bad game at all. Defensively, I think we're going to do just fine. I don't think they're going to be expecting playing such a good defense. Even better than the one that we had last year or just as close. Offensively, the thing I could see Texas struggling with is how to prepare their defense. If Orgy and Warren come out and play somewhat of a consistent game and we can move the ball with the running game, they're going to have a real hard time when Warren's out there with a pro-style offense, and then when Orgy's out there with a spread option offense as well, too. So we're going to throw different packages. Dre, we talked about before we went live as well, too. You also said we're going to throw some trick plays. Hell yeah, we're going to have a couple trick plays out there as well, too. Get Donovan Edwards out there. Get him on the flat. Have him throw the ball. Something. But I think Texas, they're a little overconfident, and I think they're biting off a little more than they could chew as well, too. Our offensive line, there's going to be some things that we still need to work on yet, but I am telling you, if we can run the ball, Texas is going to be in deep shit. It's going to open up the passing game. It's going to get Warren and Orgy a little bit more confident throwing the ball, or Orgy even running the ball as well, too, as a mixed package of who's going to carry, right? Is he going to hand it off to Edwards, Mullins, or is he going to take the ball and run as well, too? Because big body and a lot of speed as well. So they're going to struggle with that pro style for defense-wise for Texas to strategize. It's probably going to be a headache for them coming into this week. Pro style, spread option, what are we exactly going to do on offense? So like I said, if we can run that damn ball, we're going to be sitting pretty good. Defense, I'm really not worried about at all. Texas, they're going to get theirs, right? They are. And then Scott just mentioned, thanks for commenting, Scott, again. Yeah. I mean, Morgan on a jet sweep.
Scott, baby, was good, bro.
Yeah. We had a nice run on the outside last week as well, too. I mean, targeting on Fresno State, I don't know. It was kind of a close call. I mean, Rest didn't really call a great game. Not all the time, but overall, I think we're sitting pretty good on both sides of the ball for this week. And like I said, it's going to be a really good learning experience, and we're going to have to make some adjustments because both teams are pretty good, and we're playing a solid Texas team. But like I said, I think they're coming in a little overconfident with Ewards calling us the team up north because he's a previous suck guy. Okay, well, keep that Ohio State attitude, dude. Like, I don't really give a crap. And then, Rick, I can't remember his last name, but, mentioning that, the head coach for Texas is building an Alabama type of program in Austin. They're not only going to win, but they're going to kick them. They're going to whoop them, basically. So I'd be putting that poster like right up in the locker room right now because we're going to come at you. And Texas isn't used to that, and they weren't used to that last year as well too. And you got a lot of returning players on that program as well. So I'm excited for it. I think we're going to be fine.
Gonna be a little chill out there too. Yeah, no doubt about it. That certainly plays into Michigan's favor.
Love that person's username too.
Yeah,
you gotta say it. Love it.
Good for you. So, Jason, you mentioned something from Fresno that I want to touch on. Yeah, absolutely. Even though it was happened to a Fresno player, I still, one of the rules in any level of football that I hate the most is targeting. I
feel like it was every game we watched Saturday.
Yeah,
it was almost in every game, and they probably got the call wrong most of the time.
I absolutely.
No, I think on that Florida State when they got it right. Well, was that Florida State where my man was going down and
Miami, Florida.
When he slid and he jumped into it, either one, that one was right. I seen that live. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, when it's a bang bang play, I hate seeing a guy get kicked out of a game.
Talk to him, Scott.
For it. Yeah, I think Barham does. Well, I hope Barham does. Absolutely. But Dre, what are you thinking for this upcoming game? What do you think some of the keys are for Michigan to be able to walk away with a win here?
We got to run that damn ball, man. That's it, man.
Yeah.
If we can run the ball, man, we straight. Like I don't have not a worry in the world. I don't know. Like it's just because we've been beating on Ohio State, and you know what I'm saying. I worry about that game so much. You know what I mean. So this game feel like it's no pressure. You know what I mean. But I'm really not concerned about this game at all. I think. Only thing I'm concerned about with Texas is the RPO game. Their RPO game is mean. And I don't think, well, I ain't gonna say I don't think, I don't know if our cornerbacks could be ready for that. You know what I mean? Like that RPO game is different in Texas. And when I was watching their highlights last, I said, dang. Like that RPO was crazy. You know what I'm saying? They don't run they might not need to run the ball, but yours is definitely on target with the rock. So as long as we can keep that RPO game under control and run the ball and not turn the ball over, create havoc on defense like I know we can. Josiah Stewart go crazy, Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Then the boys, like, I think we can do it. Like, I just don't have no worries, but we just got to stop that RPO. That's my biggest concern. I don't think Texas, they both of their defensive ends, am I correct? I don't know if it's both of them or just one that went to the NFL last year, and they was both pretty good. So I don't think they got the talent on the ends. Like, we just got to hold up on the offensive line, run the ball, and work and stop their RPOs, and we'll be okay, I think.
Yeah. And when it comes to offensive line play, reflecting back to week 1 and then heading into this week, right there's when we go from having the offensive lines that we've had to a fresh new offensive line, and they're going to take some criticism when they're not the best, like I said, not the best offensive line in college football, but maybe they can still develop into the best offensive line in college football. There's still a lot of season ahead of us here.
It's only the first. It was only the first game for sure.
But I thought for the most part they were pretty good in pass protection. They had one miscommunication up the middle where it looked like El Hadi expected the center Judice to take the guy that was stunting across his face, and instead he just basically had a free shot at Davis Warren. And there's another play where Donovan Edwards was just a little bit late picking up the free rusher, and he got a shot on Davis Warren. But overall, I thought our pass protection was pretty good, and I thought that our run blocking started to gel and click by the end of the game. Scott, Texas D, had 0 sacks and 1 and against Colorado State. Draper said Mullins will punish Texas. Yeah, I agree with those things, right? So I think there's an advantage for the game that we just played versus the game that Texas just played. that might
appreciate all the comments. That one's good.
Yeah, man. We love it, man. For sure, man. Appreciate the response.
Yeah, but I think that, so we still don't really know what Texas is. Right, we're going into week 2. We still really don't know who anybody is, and there's no transitive property that applies to college football, right? So there's no, if Fresno State scored 10 points, then Texas is going to score 24. So we got to make sure that we can score at least 24, right? That doesn't happen, right? Each game is a brand new game plan against a brand new team, and like you were saying, or I can't remember which one you was just saying that, but when it comes to preparing for Michigan, it's like multiple coaches have said, it's like preparing for an NFL team. The formations, the way that they get multiple with multiple tight ends and multiple different looks that they bring to you, and the way you have to prepare to attack their defense. It's like preparing for an NFL game, which is completely different from how you prepare for most college football teams. So we're a tough team to prepare for, but Texas played a very, very weak non-conference game against Colorado State. And if you actually look into it, right? So Texas had 0 sacks and 1 interception against Colorado State. It took their offense a little while to get going too. At the end of the first quarter, it was only 7-0. And then they exploded for 24 points in the second quarter and continued in the third quarter and had their starters out of the game, right? But, we still don't know. And does that give them a lot to go back and correct? We got some good film to go back and correct. We got some good reps. We got put in some good situations where players had to make plays. That goes a long way. How is Texas going to respond at the big house when they hit adversity?
Now,
right? That's my question.
Let me ask y'all a question, though. I was just sitting here thinking about this, right? Now, knowing we went vanilla on offense, do y'all think we went vanilla on defense as well?
I don't know about necessarily if we went vanilla on defense. I feel like we gave a lot of different types of looks on defense. Right. So it might have been the opposite, actually. It might have been.
We went all in on defense. Well, not all in, but you think we showed a lot. I don't. To be honest, I think we was both. I think we was vanilla on both sides of the ball. I think we're gonna come with so much different stuff against Texas. Like
I think we gave
we
a
didn't
lot
want
of
to put
looks.
nothing on scene. I mean, on tape.
I
Sorry to
think we
cut
gave
you
a
off.
lot of pre-snap looks. I think we put a lot out there to make them have to prepare for what they might see a lot more against this defense.
Yeah.
More complacent than vanilla early on, probably, right? Because the way that the game started against Fresno, we got a takeaway right away, and that first drive was sharp. It was the offensive line looked good. The play calling was, we mixed it up. We had Fresno State on their heels. Right.
I think that's what it is, and I think a lot of Michigan fans need to understand too. I mean, you see a lot of like the last few years, the frustration, right? So why are we always up 7-0? Why are we up 14-0? And then we go quiet after that? Why does Michigan? Because that's our freaking game. When we're up, we're a bowl constrictor. We're gonna burn that damn clock. New clock rules last year, taking advantage of it. So that is going to happen. I'm not saying we're going to do that against this game, but with Texas on defense, I mean, like I said, I mean, if our quarterback play is somewhat decent, we run the ball, and we're up by 2 scores, they're going to be in some deep shit. They're going to be in some real trouble, because I would hate to be the defensive coordinator strategizing this game right now.
We got to be
if we didn't do much on offense or didn't want to show our hand, we're looking at a pro style and a spread option, Orgy, Warren. Like, people are complaining about the 2 quarterback system. I get it. I'd rather have one guy out there to get comfortable, get more reps in. I understand that, but this 2 quarterback system this week might actually pay off for us. Might pay dividends for sure.
I think it is. I think it would.
The thing I think that is important with the way that we mix RG in that I would like to see change a little bit is so we're probably 80-20 to 90-10 run pass when it comes to RG being in the game, right? It's a majority run, and everyone knows it, and it's still hard to defend. Because he is so effective at running the option.
Pass it sometimes, man. Let that boy go.
But what I don't like is when we're in like 2nd and long, and then Orgy comes in and it doesn't result in a big play, and then now we're in 3rd and long, and now Davis Warren has to come in, and we're in 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. Right?
Some in a tough position.
But that goes back to what I was saying though. Like with that, I think they was just trying some stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they was just trying some stuff. Like, all right, let's see this, and then let's see this. Like, I don't think, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I think all of us as Michigan people are going to be completely shocked how we look on Saturday. I don't think we're going to look nothing how we did last Saturday. Like I said, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. And our identity is going to be the same, right? I think our identity is, I think that the workhorse of this week is going to end up being I think it's going to end up being Khalil Mullins again. I think this is the type of game that Donovan shows up at. This is where Donovan Edwards has made his career making big plays in big games at Michigan. Right.
But
and
see,
so
he gotta this when he gotta do it though. He can't be doing all of that 2-3 yard stuff and falling down. Like, man, we need you, Dono. You know what I'm saying? I know that wasn't all his fault, but still, come on. Khalil Mullins came in and got the dancing.
Yeah. And I think that our foundation is going to be running the ball. I think we will see some packages with Orgy. I just hope that we see him rotate in when it's 2nd and medium, right? 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, 1st and 10, 3rd and 3, right? That's where
another question. Would y'all be surprised if Orgy starting against Texas?
He won't. I would absolutely be surprised.
I think Davis Warren is your guy, and
if he does come in, it's to get Texas on their heels right away. If he comes in and takes the first snaps, it's to
I'm trying to tell y'all, man, it's gonna be it's about to be something different, man. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all gotta feel me, man.
I think we do for sure. And like God damn it, I would like to see Orgy as a running back too, dude. But we got 5 solid running backs, and I'd rather have him as quarterback and let the defense
want him
guess on
as a
who's going to
corner.
keep the
A
ball.
quarterback. I definitely want him as a quarterback. I just want him. I want him to be a Lamar Jackson. That's what we want. But it is not happening for us how we want it. But Davis Warren is our man.
Orgy has an arm. Orgy has an arm, like Scott was saying. It's just the accuracy that.
Yeah, it's all about accuracy.
Sometimes missed is the problem.
Yeah,
but I agree with you. He's got a freaking arm.
Yeah,
cannon. Got a cannon.
He does. Unfortunately, he hasn't shown the effectiveness throwing the ball, and so he had an open receiver this week, and he unfortunately threw it at his ground. Feet.
But see, I feel like that was all because he was out of rhythm. Look how they killed
potentially.
You know what I'm saying?
That could certainly be a factor, but I think because
he hit Donovan Edwards on the money. I mean, maybe me and you could have made that pass, but I'm just saying.
But still, right? He had a nice little touch on it, and but the thing is, I don't think Texas defense is going to respect our passing game. I think that when Orgy comes in the game, I think Texas is going to give a cover 3 shell. Right. And I think that they're gonna have 8 guys committed to stopping the run. And if they get outsmarted and they get beat on a pass play, I think they're gonna live with it. I think that's gonna be their defensive approach is they're committed to stopping the run.
Every team it's gonna be stacking the box as well too.
Oh yeah, everybody's stacking the box against Dono for sure. For sure.
But yeah, I like that too. Warren quarterback. Orgy running back on certain plays as well too. Either air it out, give Orgy the ball, but
the Patriots.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, Dre's right. I mean, I think we're going to see some different packages. I think we're going to see some different formations.
Tell y'all, man, we are
going to go. We're not going to hold back this week.
No,
we can't, right? So
I'm trying to tell y'all, this is about to be something different. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I said in the beginning, I think this whole offseason was focused on to Texas, Texas. I don't think it was focused on, you know what I'm saying, Fresno State. No disrespect to them. They're a great squad. But I think we thought we was gonna walk into that game and it was gonna be tough, but it was gonna be how it came out. You know what I'm saying? 30-10.
Yeah.
So I don't think we was worried about them as much. I don't think Michigan never thought in their mind that Fresno State can beat them. Now, football is football. I'm not saying anybody can't be beat. No, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it crossed their mind that, opening night, we're getting beat by Fresno State. No, you know what I mean? So I think they was like, hey. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's why it was a trap game, because they wasn't worried about it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They was worried about Texas. And I think everybody in Michigan sidelines was, like I said, I think it was just vanilla. I don't think they showed much on defense. I don't think they showed blitzes that we're gonna be throwing at them. I don't think we showed some of the coverage.
More exotic.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's. I don't think it's I don't think we showed them shit. I mean nothing. I don't think we showed them nothing really on offense nor defense. And like I said, we're gonna shock the world in my opinion. Because a lot of people
I think too, just like I said, I'm going to say it a third time, preparing for these types of quarterbacks is going to be a defensive coordinator nightmare to strategize this week. I also think, like we were talking about, we're going to show different packages as well too. And if we can run the ball and we can get up 2 possessions on Fox at noon in a Mesa, which, like I already said, if some of you joined us a little bit earlier too, I mean, Texas kind of running their mouths a little bit too, and so is the media. So I mean, we're gonna take it. That's Michigan's culture. That's what we're built on, is those types of situations as well too. So I think they're gonna be in a world of hurt. They're gonna be extremely surprised if we're up, and I don't think they're gonna know what we do, because if we run the ball successfully and we're up, they're screwed. Texas is completely screwed.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. We about to man. Now this is what would shock me for real. If we came into Texas and we looked the same, that's what would have shocked me.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We're talking.
That would be a tough watch. But I don't think it's gonna happen. So
Right.
That's just my
But
opinion.
it might not feel that much different. Right. So let's, our offense is going to be taking the Michigan identity, the boa constrictor approach, right? We're not all of a sudden going to be airing it out and completely spreading it out and look like Ohio State out there, right? We're gonna have we're gonna have 2 tight ends on the field, right? Our receivers they're gonna be there. Hopefully, they can make more of an impact, but defensively, right? We're talking about how Michigan's strength is defense, right? Our defense is phenomenal, and our defense is going to be phenomenal. Our defense is going to give Texas fits. That's going to be good on good. Our defense is going to have their hands full, but Texas offense is going to have their hands full to try and move the ball against our defense. So, just looking at what Texas brings to the table, right? Quinn Ewers, let's be realistic. He's probably a top 10 quarterback in next year's draft. He's one of the best quarterbacks in all of college football. Their offensive line, they brought back 4 starters from last year's team that was in the college football playoff, right? The receiving core, now they lost some of their receivers. Their receiving core is really new. They had to hit the transfer portal. They got 2 transfer receivers and a true freshman as a receiver, right? How are those guys going to click in a game like this, in a big game like this, against a secondary like Michigan's? Quinn Ewers, one of the things that he has shown over the years is,
hey, we already played Isaiah Bond too. That's an advantage on us. We know how to kind of know how what Will Johnson do. You know what I'm saying? He kind of know how he get down from playing him when we played in the Rose Bowl against Alabama.
I think a big factor is going to be hitting. The more hits that we can get on Ewers, right? Someone was talking about this. I think he's going to get sacked a lot this game. The more we can rattle him, that's where he falls apart, right? If he can stay clean,
I agree.
And Dre, you were talking about their RPO game, right? That's sharp, right? But that can also be impacted by a strong run defense. That can also be impacted by a run defense where the front 4 can have such a big impact on the running game, allowing the linebackers to read pass first and react run and still not get beaten by the run. So I thought that's going to be good on good. I'm excited to see that matchup. I think even though Texas is known for having an explosive offense, I see people out there saying that this is going to be a high scoring game. We've got to score more than 20 or more than 30 points this week if we're going to want to beat Texas. I don't agree with that. I think that this is actually going to end up being a tighter, low scoring game. I think we're going to end up being in the teens in the 4th quarter. Right. I think that it's going to be more like a
21-14 type game.
Yeah, more like what we saw in the Rose Bowl against Alabama, where we might get frustrated sometimes because we want to see more out of our offense, but we're playing against a really darn good team, right? And their fan base is going to be just as frustrated, thinking that their offense is having a bad game, but their offense might not be having a bad game. They're just running into a really good defense.
To be honest, I don't care if we win 3-0, long as we would get the W. Like, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? If we can win 3-0, long as we leave week 2.
I just think overall,
they already disrespecting us by pushing us back to 10.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's bull. So
it helps this program for sure. Like I said, strategizing with this 2 quarterback system this week, I think, is going to pay off, and then just going up against our NFL style defenses.
If we use it right, if we got the game plan,
well, I mean, that's situational,
right,
yeah. So I mean, I think they're going to be in for a little bit surprising, like I said, just from the media and their week 1 win was 56-0. I just what 52. They're kind of saying right now. We were saying we're the team up north and blah 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 blah. Like, dude. I think they're in for a little shocker. Like I said, if we can get up 2 possessions, I think they're going to be a little rattled, for sure.
And
this is football. I'm not talking as a Michigan fan here. I mean, like, if we can get to the quarterback, run the ball, they're going to be in deep shit, real deep shit.
As you ever been.
And wear Mays, for Christ's sake.
Wear Mays.
Show up.
No, be on time. Be loud.
Yeah.
Especially in the 4th quarter, right? That was the Penn State theme last year.
Yeah. Oh, that was funny.
Paul Fine stumble looking ass drives me insane. Yeah, I am.
That's my dog, man. I like Paul, man. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, man.
I mean,
For
he
some
defends
reason,
us
I
here
like
and
Paul
there, but he
Feinbaum.
still runs his freaking trap a little too much.
Oh
but-
yeah, I mean, but that's his job, though, man. He like, you know what I'm saying? He definitely an SEC guy for sure. And he hated Harbaugh, but after we won, man, he gave us our respect. And after that, I was like, oh yeah, you a real dude. Because at first he was like, if they win, I ain't. But he was like, hey, they won.
This dude's wearing maize in Rhode Island. Everyone better be wearing maize in the big house this Saturday. Because I don't think they realize what atmosphere they're going to get into. They've just seen it on TV, most of these guys. So I don't think they're going to I think they're going to overlook it a little bit. Be loud.
Like I said, I got a feeling it's going to be different. I mean,
yeah, me too.
We're going to shock a lot of people. So that's just my thing.
I go back to 2021, I think. Was it 21? I think it was 21. It was 2021, the year that Washington opened the season at Michigan, or it might have been week 2, Washington at Michigan.
2021, I was at your house. It was a night game and a Mazo.
Yep,
as well. When their first play was a delay game. Yep.
Yeah, that's the atmosphere that I want to see. That's the I want to see it so loud that Texas can't get their first playoff. I want to see it so loud that Quinn Ewers won't be able to hear the play calls coming into.
They're gonna need you guys. Dre will be there, but they're gonna need everyone in the big house this Saturday.
Let me hear your predictions. What's your prediction, Jason?
27-20 Michigan.
D.
23-20 Michigan.
You're gonna go like Waterboy, like God damn it said basically in his post with Bobby Boucher. It's not a guess.
I got it. I got it 33-30 Michigan.
33-30. So here's the thing. We're going to give predictions every time we do a podcast. And no matter what, I don't think any of us are going to predict Michigan to ever lose a game.
Ever. Ever.
I'm always going to go W. Not like those Penn State guys. I mean, they were just down in the dumps.
Hey, I give them respect for it, but me, I'm never gonna say my team lose. I don't know nothing about it.
Keep that one up there.
30-14 Michigan. I would love
Rhode Island, man. Love it.
I would love nothing more.
Yeah, that's my boy
Michigan.
Drake that just got proposed to his girl at the big house on Saturday.
Oh yeah! Congrats again, dude. Congrats again. Loved it.
Shout out to them, man. Then that's my cousin Jess right there, man. What's up, Jess, man? Appreciate you tuning in for sure, man.
30-14. That's what I would love to see. I would love to see it go the route that the national championship game went. I would love to.
I like Dre's score a little bit better. 33-3. I like that one.
No, I said 33-30.
Oh, really? All right, never mind. I'm going to change my score from 27-20. I'm going 33-3.
33-3? Oh,
yeah,
man, you tripping. I ain't gonna disrespect Texas like that.
It was just a message. I will. I don't care about anyone else but Michigan. Horns down,
you already know. You already know. Horns down, baby. For sure.
Yeah.
But
hey, you know what? So we're going into a big game, and we got two of the best teams in college football going head to head here this week. One team's going to win, one team's going to lose. Two fan bases are probably going to overreact, right? Whoever wins is national championship bound, and whoever loses is going to have a negative
playoffs.
Negative overreaction. But it's going to be a heck of a game, and someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. Hopefully, Michigan's the one that walks out as a winner. If you turn on ESPN, if you read any reports, everyone says Michigan has to bring its A game to beat Texas. But let's not forget Texas is going to have to bring their A game to beat Michigan too. So, and it's at the big house. So it's at our house, not their house.
Yeah. See, I even put on a skinny M. I don't even put on a skinny
There
M
you
for
go.
y'all today. You know what I'm saying?
The bow / gym.
Yeah, I even put on a skinny M.
I got 3 of those.
Skinny M, man. So yeah, man, we about to win, man.
Yeah,
We about to win, man. For sure, man.
All right, Dre. Well, great questions. Tune in every week. Hop on and ask your questions, share your comments. If anyone's listening that's not part of the Facebook group, go on to Facebook. Search for the Victors Nation. If anyone's listening and not subscribed to the YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe so that you get the updates when we do drop new.
Get that notification bell too, so you know when we go live.
Yeah, to be able to keep up. The more interactive we can be with all of you, we're a group of fans. That's what we are. We're no industry experts. We're no college football experts. We're no insiders. We're a group of Michigan fans, just like everyone that listens to our podcast and talks to us on Facebook. So keep bringing your comments. Send us your questions. Send us topics that you want us to follow. And if you want to dabble in some BN gear, be sure that you visit shopthevictorsnation.com and get some of your gear.
Please do.
If we lose to Texas,
just don't, like, well, we're gonna be there regardless, but it's like, God damn it,
for sure.
Just chill out, dude. Early in the season, just chill out, man. Don't go be jumping off any bridges yet. Just chill, dude.
So
it's gonna be a good learning experience regardless. So
it looked like looked like Dre almost put himself in an alcohol-induced coma the night before the game.
Man,
like Friday night, Dre almost put him.
Never again. I never went to sleep at a tailgate, bro. When I tell you I was asleep, oh no, they put out a bench for me. I'm straight. I never do that again.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Throwing up, driving down the highway with a bag over my face, and only this much of my face showing, and the rest just.
You're a trooper, dude.
So Dre, for anyone listening, I know that there are a couple people on the page that whenever you get around the big house on game day, and this is probably going to be even more true this week than what it was last week or than what it is on a standard game day. Cell phone reception disappears, right? So there's so many people concentrated into such a small area. So Dre, you're there every week. Jason and I, we're gonna have a hard time getting to the big house, but just to throw it out there for anyone that's going to be traveling that wants to connect with you and meet up, where are you typically going to be posted up during or before the game tailgating?
I will be tailgating on the golf course in front of the Big M scoreboard. So you can't miss me. If you don't see me, ask for me. Last week we had over 600 and I want to say 32 people. Thank you for everybody that showed up, and I'm sorry for everybody that couldn't get to me. We'll be back at it this week. So, like I said, y'all come. I'll be there. It's a good time. Come have a couple shots with me, man, and let's enjoy the game or the festivities before the game together. Texas fans or no Texas fans, you know what I'm saying? Or Michigan fans, just come on, man. It's a great time, man. We had some Fresno State fans there last week, and they had a good time, man. They were some good sports. So come on with it, man. We just meet me at the golf course in front of the M.
Draper added that last Friday night at Pretzel Bell was epic.
Yes, sir. Shout out to my boys, Blue by 90, man. Yeah.
Dude, those guys are awesome. It kind of makes me want to go to Taco Bell.
Shut up, man.
After this, I just saw Bell.
We didn't eat none of their food, but they drinks was dangerous, man. Shout out to the bartender in the basement, man. She had us together, man. We want the trivia and got a little gift card for there, and man, when I tell you the drinks that's what had me down. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. She almost messed up my Saturday.
Awesome.
Just my just last comments from me. So we've won 23 straight home games, 2024. Gotta be 24 straight home games right now. 29 straight regular season wins. It's the most in conference history as well too. But be patient. Like, be patient. So win or lose this week, I still think we're going to put up a hell of a show. I don't think the media, I don't think Texas is going to be well aware of what game we're going to actually bring this Saturday. But give Warren Davis a lot more credit. I mean, he's probably been through a lot more shit. Yeah, Davis Warren. He's probably been through a lot more shit than like a lot of people combined. Just in life. So 5-star prospect, before he got diagnosed with leukemia. I mean, originally committed to Bama, then walked on to Michigan. So this guy knows how to win in life and on the field. And hey, we got the captain in the house. Wear maize, be loud, and also support Champions Circle as well too. But
yeah, for
dude,
sure.
you gotta give Warren Davis a lot more time, but you gotta give him some credit. We can't be dogging this guy. We got to get behind him. Yeah, sorry, Davis Warren. My bad.
It's like the opposite. He's like the opposite of He's like the opposite of Ricky Bobby. He's got 2 last names instead of 2 first.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's all good.
Looks like JJ. Give him some time. We got to get behind him. We got to rally behind him as a fan base. Can't be dogging him.
Yep, absolutely. He's only going to get better every week. He's only going to get better the more he puts on tape, the more he gets to go and correct it and practice, the more reps that he gets. Cool. Well, on that note, Dre, you want to sign us off and get us out of here with the Go Blue?
Thank y'all for everybody that watched tonight, man. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, please. Share. And y'all know my motto: love one another, respect one another, and always go blue. Horns down.
Go blue. Horns down.
Go blue.